Hi, I'm Rob Medaska, and as always, I'm joined by
Robert Medaska III.
And we're here for the Medaska Monster Month. It's a new segment that we're running from Classic Movies and More. We're going to preview January 2018. We're going to look at monsters that are on TV. We're going to look at different channels, what they're offering, so you guys can check out. We're also going to have our monster figure of the month, or toy. We're going to also discuss basically any of the conventions that are going to be around. So normally we started with Svengoolie, so we'll keep up the tradition and continue with Svengoolie. So for Svengoolie for January, it's all Godzilla month. January 2018, all Godzilla. Starts out on January 6th, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Yeah. January 13th, Godzilla Raids again. January 20th, Godzilla vs. the Thing. And January 27th, Godzilla's Revenge. So what's your thoughts on it? Because I know you love Godzilla.
I forget Godzilla vs. the Thing.
You forget it? That's Godzilla vs. Mothra.
Oh.
Yeah, they just titled it different. It's a thing because you didn't know it was Mothra until the thing became Mothra. It's just a title. Okay? So we start out basically with Godzilla, King of the Monsters, released in 1954 in Japan, 1956 here, when it was recut and basically had scenes inserted with Raymond Burr. So it was 1956 release, which will be interesting because you'll see in a minute with the sequel. Again, it's the initial Godzilla. All right, director Ishiro Honda, and a 400-foot monster dinosaur, cross between a Stegosaurus kind of and a Tyrannosaurus Rex. All right, a 400-foot dinosaur-like beast, awoken from hibernation underneath the sea, basically attacks Tokyo until it was rendered dead by scientists. Again, classic movie. It's the beginning of the Godzilla franchise. You've seen it, right? We talked about this before on our Svengoolie previews, right? What's your thoughts? What do you like about it best?
I like that it has some decent shots from above the ground, like a bird's eye.
Bird's eye view?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, again, just different ways to basically show Godzilla, which is, it was initial. Also, again, they followed the tried and true method with monsters. You don't see Godzilla for a while. You build up to suspense. That's always what they do. I thought they could have showed Godzilla a little bit better than just coming over the mountaintop. That's their initial, the first time you see Godzilla. I thought they could have done that a lot better. But that's just my opinion. But again, it's a classic movie. Although the next one that's on January 13th, Godzilla Raids again, you like better.
Yep, I love it.
Why? Why do you like it better?
Because Godzilla and Angulus fight.
Who's Angulus? Again, if anybody who hasn't seen this, they don't know who Angulus is.
Angulus is another giant monster. He's like a porcupine.
Yeah, it's kind of like, he looks like a little bit like a porcupine type Stegosaurus, small little dinosaur.
Yeah.
All right. And again, Godzilla batters an irradiated, they say, Ankylosaurus and destroys Osaka in the process. So they fight, all right? And they fight right from the get-go. So this is one of the first monster movies. We got two giant monsters fighting. Released in 1955. A year before, America saw Godzilla in 1956 with Raymond Burr. So it's a little bit interesting. They did 54 and 55 right back to back with Godzilla and Godzilla Raids again. All right? And you like Angulus. He's one of your favorites.
Yeah.
All right, so that again, that is on Svengoolie, and that is on the 13th of January. 20th of January, Godzilla vs. the Thing, or better known as Mothra vs. Godzilla. 1964. Again, 9 years between that. Obviously, they made King Kong vs. Godzilla, but not obviously. Maybe people don't know that. That was made in 62. All right, so a couple years later, they went back and did Godzilla. Why did they wait like 6-7 years to make a Godzilla?
I have no idea.
Right? That's a little odd. So that would be something I'd like to look into. And again, if anybody has the answers or knows why, definitely email us or give us a shout out on YouTube and let us know. That's also another new portion of the segment that we'll talk about. But Mothra vs. Godzilla. A greedy developer unwittingly hatches a giant baby moth in Tokyo. And they fight Godzilla. Right? Do you like Godzilla, Mothra vs. Godzilla?
Yeah.
Or Godzilla vs. the Thing? Mm-hmm. It also has basically the twins in there singing to the egg. That's a new thing. So, last in January for Svengoolie. Again, Svengoolie can be seen on MeTV. 8 o'clock Eastern Time to 10. New time that ended at the end of 2017. January 27th, Godzilla's Revenge. All right, Godzilla's Revenge. Now, I didn't bring up the IMDb, which is what we always use, IMDb for the movie reference, for Godzilla's Revenge, because it's actually another title. I brought up the IMDb info for Svengoolie's Godzilla Revenge, which they did show last year. So again, it shows Svengoolie's Godzilla Revenge 2017. All right, it says a young boy in short pants befriends Godzilla's son, and that's when they fight with who's that green? Which one? The one who screeches loud. I'm trying to remember. Do you remember?
I think it starts with a K.
All right, I don't remember. All right, but again, Godzilla fights all these different monsters. All right, as he dreams of fighting the bully. That's Godzilla's Revenge. Okay, and that was done, I believe, in, I want to say 1969 or something like that. It's a long time ago. So again, a long span between Godzillas. Those are the 4 Godzillas on Svengoolie. Okay, and that's in January. Now, moving on from Svengoolie, as I discussed before for Medaska Monster Month, and the month is January 2018, first one for this year, we're going to talk about a lot of different things as far as like different monsters all over on TV and beyond. On TV, I'm going to go through Turner Classic Movies, issuance of different monsters that were in there. On January 3rd, which is past since we've done it, we've kind of been busy. All right, it was an all-day, basically sci-fi retro with Thing from Another World, Them, Godzilla, Rodan, The Invisible Boy, which you guys watched last week. Okay, Boy with Green Hair, Forbidden Planet. They actually showed Eraserhead. You've never seen Eraserhead. Eraserhead is messed up. Most people who watch TCM haven't seen Eraserhead. It's absolutely insane. It's a classic movie for me. When I first watched it, I basically just did this. I have no idea what's going on, but it's really something you have to see. Moving on for the rest of the month, and again we go through The Most Dangerous Game. All right, I was on the 5th Fay Ray movie, who we interviewed Fay Ray's daughter. Okay, she's in that. Most Dangerous Game. On the 8th, M, the 1951 version, Hollywood Killers. Going through these. Really not many more horror movies throughout. The Exorcist, the 20th. Surprised they're showing The Exorcist. The 25th, The Valley of Gwangi. That's stop animation. That's Ray Harryhausen. That's the dinosaur with the cowboys.
Oh,
we've seen
yeah.
This. Yeah, we've seen this in Mexico. And then finally, that would be it, except for one on January 30th, the end of this month.
Yes!
King Kong, baby. King Kong, January 30th. Those are all the horror flicks that'll be on TCM. And again, we're using Monster Kids Forum, which is also entitled Classic Horror, the film board. It's by far the best film board out there. You guys should check it out if you have not. Again, it's Classic Horror Film Board. Also, if you Google it, Monster Kids Forum, it's organized fantastic. It's got tons of Universal stuff. It's got tons of different features. TiVo feature, what's going to be on. Also, a final farewell. People who were in horror movies who have since passed, like Elena Verdugo last year from The House of Frankenstein, one of the last of the Universal players. We're going to sorely miss her. Now, before we get into the horror conventions and wrap this episode up, we're going to do the monster figure of the month. Rob is holding a monster figure, as you can see. All right, we got a close-up of it. All right. Tell us about the figure that you have and what's going on there, Rob.
This is Fire Godzilla, and he's from 1995 movie Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And I got this for Christmas. The Japanese release was August 2014.
Wow, so it's pretty new, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Japanese frozen version was late 2016.
Wow, looks good. You know, and what movie was it again? Godzilla vs. Destroyer? All right. What else should we know about this? How tall is it?
12 inches, 1 foot.
All right, so it's a foot high.
From head to toe.
So it's roughly, maybe it's a little bit bigger than the other figures?
The other are like 9 inches.
9 inches? Okay. All right, so again, that's Fire Godzilla. That's our monster figure of the month.
And he's also called Shin Godzilla.
Shin Godzilla. Just don't kick him in the Shin Godzilla. That's what I'm talking about.
Boom.
Alright. Alright, so that was our monster figure of the month. Thanks, Rob. Alright, and finally closing out Medaska Monster Month. We're going to go through for 2018 conventions that are going to be or that we're aware of for the month of January. Okay, conventions in the month of January. Basically, there's a few of them. We have one, the Macabre Fair Film Festival in Ronkonkoma, New York. HauntCon and Halloween Party Expo in New Orleans. So if you're down there, you want to go in the bayou and bring up some stuff, go for it. Walker Stalker Con in Portland, Oregon. Walker Stalker Con. Or you could go on the Walker Stalker Con cruise. It's New Orleans to Mexico. Finally, at the end of the month, Vetty City Con in Bowling Green, Kentucky. These are just some, I'm just telling you what it is. Vetty City Con. That's the name of it. Vetty City Con. All right, these are just some of the horror conventions that we found online that are out there for January. And we'll bring these up throughout the course of the year for anybody who's interested in Googling. If we've missed anything, not just conventions, but we're going to start next month, we're going to do DVD or Blu-ray releases, new movies that have come out or been put out, new stuff that went into streaming effect, or new figures that have been released, the Universal type monsters. Please do us a favor, let us know on our YouTube channel there. All right, just give us a quick message, let us know things that we missed or things that might be coming up in February, which is our next episode that you might want to see or for us to look into and talk about. But this is our new format, okay? Medaska Monster Month for classic movies and more. Each month we're going to look at not just Svengoolie, but all things monsters. Sound good? Anything you want to say in closing?
No.
That was something. No, it was actually a word, so you did say something. For Medaska Monster Month, on classic movies and more, I'm Ron Medaska, and you are?
Robert Medaska III.
All right, he says that so authoritatively each time, it makes me almost stand at attention, almost. All right, we'll see you guys next month, February, for Medaska Monster Month. Again, Medaska Monster Month, new feature, new part on classic movies.
And more. Bye-bye.